Greetings and salutations, everybody. What's up? So I got a vlog that I kind of wanted to do today. Two topics I want to be talking about here. So I want to start off with the more quicker one, and that is this spreading wildfire all over Google Plus, which is the place to be. Discussions about the Honor 8 from basically Huawei, or Huawei's subsidiary Honor. The Honor 8 device not to receive Oreo. Now, this has gotten some people a little bit riled up because the Honor 8 Lite and the Honor 8 Pro are more than likely to receive Oreo or 8.0 Android. And a lot of people were expecting that the Honor 8 would receive this upgrade as it basically started off on Marshmallow, received an update to 7.0 Nougat, and also to EMUI 5. And so a lot of people were wondering, like, why would only the Lite and the Pro get the Oreo update, but the original Honor 8 would not see the operating system at all? Now, this was actually posted out on a tweet from Honor from India, stating that it's not going to receive it. So while this could be insight, basically that it is not going to have it, there's still a chance that it might receive it. I mean, we've seen times where they said that a particular OS update was not going to make it to a particular device, and then the manufacturer went out and released the update for that device. So we exactly don't know what the future holds for the Honor 8, but me being an Honor 8 owner, does it upset me that it's not going to receive Oreo? No, it doesn't, really. It doesn't. It works just fine on Nougat. It's done tremendously well. It's still one of my favorite devices to use as a side device right now. So being able to use the Honor 8 as is doesn't really affect me if it does not get 8.0. Now, moving to another topic, and this one's actually kind of like a little bit of a shocker. So we talked about how LG was talking about, like, they were not wanting to release a flagship every year, and being one of the other OEMs that just follows the same cycle as Samsung and Motorola and HTC and all that. So they wanted to have people spend time with the devices that they release, and so therefore they were thinking of not releasing a flagship every year. And then there was rumors that LG was going to kill the G series or their flagship G series in favor of something else. Now, it looks like that maybe those rumors have a little bit more water than they did prior, because it has been announced that the CEO of LG made it official that they killed the G7. So the LG G7 has been killed. It's not going to see the light of day. Now, there has been some tossed around info about possibly renaming the flagship as the LG Icon. Apparently, there was supposed to be like a smartwatch by LG to be called Iconic. So it kind of goes hand in hand. And again, this is just rumors, really, at this point. However, it's not rumored that they killed the G7. The G7 project is killed. G7 will not be released in February. And a couple of things that you gotta take note about that. Why would LG kill the G series? And this kind of just goes into like why LG's success has not been that successful. Now, don't get me wrong, for those people who are big fans of LG, I am not hating on it. I'm just throwing out facts, okay? So, as much as we all hate how sometimes facts can point out the bad than good, still, gotta be honest about it. So while I am, one person who admires and enjoys using LG devices, since the X Charge, the X Power, and the Stylo series have been my favorites of LG above all, LG has it's just always been, I guess the best analogy I can use for it is, like, think of LG and Samsung as brothers. Samsung being the more popular brother in the limelight all the time, so LG always falls in the shadows. And that's really how if you were really to stop and think and kind of compare the two companies, it almost seems that way without even having to have like a full, like, it is what it is type thing. Like, you could just sense it just by looking at how they've been over the years. One, I mean, both companies come from Korea, and they both produce a good line of electronic devices, whether it be the mobile market, whether it be in home electronics. They do extremely well. Even televisions, they do extremely well in. They are not so different from each other as people may think. And there was even a time where LG's mobile market, their software user interface, nearly like it nearly like copied. I hate to say that word, but it nearly copied the look and feel of TouchWiz. Did you go back to like way back in the day? Like if you look at the LG Vault, the icons and the just the launcher itself was very reminiscent of TouchWiz. It was no different from it really. Yes, TouchWiz was more boggier and like weighed the phone down, as far as performance wise. And LG's, its UX, that's what they call the launcher. At the time, it nearly did the same thing. I mean, if you guys owned the LG Vault, you guys will remember at a time that if you were to use a task cleaner, you would clean tasks, and no matter what you did, even if you didn't have any apps in the background, you didn't really have anything functioning, the RAM would be eaten so fast that you would only have like 100 megabits of RAM available, and the phone would just act super sluggish, and you would have to like close things out. It wasn't until people were able to root the LG Vault and basically be rid of a lot of bloatware apps did it even alleviate some of the RAM that was being sucked up. So LG's UI basically was a RAM hogger, just the same as TouchWiz was before they polished off TouchWiz and made it a little bit better, and then came out with Grace UI for Samsung. So I mean, like LG has always been in like the shadow of Samsung, and it just really couldn't come out of it. And I hate saying it in that way because it almost makes it seem like that this LG is a failure. But I mean, again, be honest, they're really not. Even though they really can't surpass Samsung in competition of their flagship devices, they've done very well with their devices at the end of the day. Like if you strip away all the glamour and all the make-believe stuff and just go nitty-gritty down bare bones with the phones, LG has come out with some pretty good devices. Some of them may have been flops, like the G5. Obviously, modularity wasn't LG's strong suit. And there was even rumors that at the time before, when LG was going modular, they actually had two types of the G6. They had the G6 normal, and then they had a modular G6. And obviously, because of the modularity fail, we only saw one come to the market. And even the same goes towards, I think, like the V30. So, you kind of think about like LG's shortcomings and the things that they were trying to do that never seen the light of day because of certain things they tried didn't work in their favor. It picked up because with like Motorola and their Moto mods, their idea of modular phone worked for them, and people were accepting of those compared to what LG had offered. But even if you go beyond that, like the LG G Flex and the G Flex 2, while some people would say that those phones were a flop as far as like performance wise, the idea behind them of having a curved display that was flexible to alleviate, you actually snapping the phone, and then the self-healing backs, those were really cool. And then you also got to look at the LG Vault, and even though it was a RAM hogger and had some issues as far as performance-wise, the idea of taking a budget device such as the LG Vault and giving it a huge battery that made it last like 2 or 3 days on a single charge, giving it NFC, giving it an IR blaster. These are things put into a budget phone that when it released on Boost Mobile and other prepaids, it was about like $150 for it. But I mean, LG went out of its way to do something good for the Vault series. And you have the X series more in favor of like the X Power, the X Charge that are good battery beasts. You have the Stylus series, which was, always a mid-ranger that even though it didn't have like these super quirky things of like a Galaxy Note, it gave you another alternative that was really good for someone who needed a device that had a stylus. And their stylus over the years got better. The Stylus 3 stylus was really good, in my opinion. So, I mean, there was a lot of good achievements that LG had. And, it's kind of sad for me to see that they're kind of backing down in not being so aggressive in marketing for their devices. But at the same time, too, I kind of understand where they're going to go with this. It's like they want to go left field. They want to get away from what everyone else is doing. And I know that feeling, quite well. I know what it's like to be in the same lane, going the same direction with multiple other people and achieving that. And then one day just saying, hey, why am I doing this like everyone else? Let me do something that I feel like I want to do and do things my way. So I go completely different. And sure, maybe most people won't like it. Maybe people won't like that LG is not so aggressive in the market anymore and releasing a flagship every year. But then let's see, before we jump real quick to conclusions, let's see exactly what's going to happen for LG going this route. Making it to where they focus more on the product that they put out and the lifespan of that product that they put out, rather than just pumping out product after product after product every year. So let me know what your guys' thoughts and opinions are. If you own an Honor 8, are you upset that Android Oreo is not going to make its way to the Honor 8? Said Honor from India through tweet. And then if you are a fan of LG, explain to me why you like the LG devices so much. What makes LG stand out for you? And if you feel like that LG is a flop, then definitely leave me your reasons why you feel that way. I really appreciate that. Thanks for checking out tonight's vlog. As always, stay tuned for the weekend for the 411 Tech Video Mag, where we're going to kind of cover more about this and other topics. It'll probably be live this weekend, so definitely tune in for that. So thanks for checking this video out. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you have not, and check me out in the next one, guys.